Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is American Riot, and if you're still here after those insane vocals and we didn't scare you away in your metal AF, then you're in the right place. Today, we're going to talk about Marauders, and this is going to be my early access review of Marauders and how far it's come over the last 3 weeks, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and what you should know about it. So, before we get started, if you enjoy looter shooters, extraction shooters, shooters in general, then consider smashing that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. It helps us out a ton, and it would mean the world to my family and I. We've got a lot of Marauders content coming at you and a lot of Modern Warfare 2 content coming at you, along with other stuff, so we'd love to have you. All right, let's jump into the video.
We are a wildfire! You can't contain us! We are the riot!
Okay, so as you know, Marauders is set in an alternate universe in the 1990s where the Great War, which is European speak, I believe, for World War II, right? The Great War never ended. And please correct me in the comments section if that is not European speak for World War II. I think that's what people in Europe call it, the Great War. Maybe Marauders is referring to World War I. I'm not a history buff, but please let me know. So essentially, the war never ended. It's this alternate diesel punk universe set in outer space, and it's a looter shooter. Too easy. Okay, so you know the backstory behind Marauders, but what does this early access extraction style looter shooter have to offer you right out of the box? It's $30, so it's quite a bit of money for early access. So what do you get with it? Also, and arguably the most important question, is it fun? We're gonna talk about that. Also, at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you a little bit of controversy that Marauders kind of got into when it first launched, and I'm going to tell you a fun fact about this game that I guarantee you didn't know. All right, so we're going to do that at the very end. So let's go ahead and get into what this game has to offer you. All right, so if you download this game, you're going to get 36 weapons. So anything from the God tier M16, which is one of my favorite guns on this game. It's so fun to use. It's so good. To the ridiculously fun flamethrower. Yes, you can flamethrow people in this game, and it's so funny. And if you get flamethrowed, that's not if you get torched, if someone burns you to death, just uninstall your game. Anyway, no, it's a lot of fun. So you have 36 weapons. You also have 7 raidable locations currently right now in the game. You have Spaceport, Asteroid Mine, Navy Outpost, Terraformer, Penile Colony, and then you have 2 ships that you can raid. It's the capital ship, which is a lot of fun. You get some really insane gear there. It's got all like the high tier gear on the capital ship. And you have the merchant ship, which you go to for quest and a lot of supplies you can get over the merchant ship. So right out of the box, you get the 36 weapons and you get 7 raidable locations. I don't want to talk about AAA developers, especially ones that broke my heart, Battlefield DICE. But yeah, like 36 weapons in early access. Oh my God, it's crazy. Like AAA games can't have that many weapons on launch. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so you can actually level up to rank 50 or level 50, I should say, in this game. Once you reach rank 50, you can then prestige, which will reset your stash and everything that you have along with your rank, but you'll get a prestige token, and those prestige tokens are used to upgrade your stash, right? So your amount that you can have in your inventory, you can upgrade that by some rows. You can also use those prestige tokens to unlock certain cosmetic outfits, which I think is pretty cool. There's also a main quest line in this game. It's called Zero to Hero, and basically what you can do is play through that. There's 40 different quests, and then that unlocks items in the game. It's pretty cool, although the main quest line, like, there's really, how do I say this? It's just meh. There's really no story, right? It's like this guy, like, come on, Marauder, you want to be one of us? Go kill these people. Go bring me this. Go do that. Go do that. Ah, yes, you are really rising in the rank. Like, whatever. Like, it definitely needs, I think this game could benefit hugely from an actual cohesive storyline and a quest line where you can actually be more attached to the characters. The same with the traders. There's traders in this game. There's 5 different traders, or 4 different traders. They're from different alliances, and you can do up to 4 daily quests at a time, right? And it resets every 24 hours. And like the daily quests that you can have open as you're doing those, like it's just like, go get me this, go get me that. Like there's some semblance of them trying to tell a story about the universe or the lore of the world, but honestly, it's just very subpar. And I think by far Marauders' weakest point is their storyline, or lack of storyline, to say the least. They kind of set you in the mood and the place, right, with like the Great War and the alternate universe and like what's going on, but I think they really failed to deliver something that's engaging or makes you really care about like the actual story or the actual NPCs that you get quests from. But there's that. So you have the daily quests that you can do, and then you have 40 items that you can unlock through the Zero to Hero quest line, and also that gives you XP. So if you're trying to level up and prestige, that's a great way to do it, is to knock out that Zero to Hero quest line. Now, to answer the most important question, right? Because if this question isn't answered correctly, then there's no point in wasting your money, wasting your time, and resources on your computer to download this game, right? So is it fun? Yes. Like, let's just knock that out of the way right now. This game is so much fun. It's like Tarkov if Tarkov didn't kick you in the crotch like every time you played it, right? I mean, Tarkov has its fun moments, but like the crotch kicking moments and just how it just tortures your soul is like not fun in the long run and probably not good for your mental health. Well, Marauders is like a streamlined version of that, right? The combat is a lot faster in Marauders, a lot closer combat in Marauders. Marauders doesn't have that grainy, those grainy graphics that Tarkov has, but it does have, you know, darker colors, kind of muddled, very, very diesel punk, you know, post-apocalyptic type feels to it. But the game is absolutely gorgeous and it's fun to play. The gunplay feels solid and tight. It's responsive. The hit detection or hit registration feels solid as well. And it's just so satisfying to kill Marauders, which are the players, and it's really satisfying to kill Raiders, which are the scavs, like the equivalent of scavs. And so, yeah, overall, the gameplay is super fun, especially if you play with a crew. You can log in, create a crew, and people can join on you. And yeah, it's really, really fun to play with your friends. And yeah, overall, solid gameplay. I really enjoy it. The gameplay loop itself, too, like, at least for me now, I think I have about 15 hours in Marauders. It hasn't got stale. It hasn't got boring. There are different raid locations that you need to go to and locations within those areas that you have to do quests on. And it makes sense, right? Like you have to go find a generator, or you have to go check out this engine, or there's like a big drill you got to check out, or maybe where somebody died by a furnace. So it's not like, you know, certain extraction-based shooters, the Cycle is a great example where they just put shit in there, right? Or like Battlefield's abysmal attempt to try to do an extraction-based shooter, and like they clearly just do shit together, right? That didn't work. Everything that you go do in Marauders, while I think the storyline could use a lot of work as far as like really being engaging and getting you to like characters, I do feel like where you go for the gameplay to achieve certain things, it makes sense, which is pretty neat. But gameplay is solid. I really enjoy the gameplay. Very addicting gameplay, which that's what you want in a game, right? So Marauders launched to mixed reviews on October 3rd. These mixed reviews were due to a slew of network issues, back-end server issues, and the game was even completely down and unplayable for a small amount of time. Although Team 17 and the devs at Small Impact Games were quick to acknowledge these issues, and they kept the player base informed every step of the way, which mad props to them. Very commendable. I'm glad they did that. And they pushed out a hotfix the day after the game launched, so on October 4th, and then fast forward a little bit to October 7th, and the majority of the issues were fixed in that update, and they pushed out a hotfix number 2 on October 14th that really targeted the functionality of the crew settings and being able to squad up with your boys. And since these updates have rolled out, I've had very little issues as far as servers and the lag goes, and connectivity issues, which I think is a huge testament to the hard work that these devs are putting into Marauders, and how much love and care they really do put into this game, how much they actually care. So I think that's awesome. Now, Marauders is sitting at very positive reviews on Steam as of the recording of this audio, which is October 23rd, with over 4,000 reviews. So it really, man, it's really good to see a game that I really enjoy and that I have high hopes for and, big expectations. I think this game's going to do really well. It's really good to see a game go from mixed reviews on Steam to really come back and have very positive reviews on Steam. Steam's brutal, right? Like, we all know that. And once you start off that bad, man, it's hard to recover, right? Especially with network issues. And people were even like mentioning World War III during this time when Marauders was down. And clearly, Marauders did not end up anything like World War III. I think World War III is still hard to log on to now. But yeah, it's good to see a team really care, put the work in, and to bounce back from those mixed reviews. So let me go ahead and tell you one of the last things that I want to tell you in this video on my early access review, a fun fact about this team and a fun fact about Marauders. So Marauders was one of 10 games that won the Unreal Engine's Best Game Award at the WN Conference in 2021. Essentially, because they won that award, they received a custom Unreal Engine license and 2 years of premium tech support from Unreal Engine. Now, that's a pretty big deal, especially for a small studio, because of the perks that come with that. And with that custom license, not only do they get the tech support, but they also get training from the team at Unreal for their devs on their team, which is really neat to be able to have those funds and resources available to them. Anyway, that is your fun fact about Marauders. Look, if you're still here, we're a little over 11 and a half minutes into the video. Man, I really appreciate you all. Consider liking and subscribing to the channel for more Marauders content and for some more Modern Warfare content. We're going to be covering that game as well. Actually, really soon. It's coming out on Friday. Anyway, thank you guys for the love. Thank you for the hype, and I'll see you on the next one. Let's go!